So I have to redo this recording. Welcome back when on all the trails to Azure. Last time I don't even fucking remember. Because this is a redo recording. Let's go talk to this guy up here. Hey boys and girls, thanks for coming. Arios isn't back yet, but feel free to wait upstairs for him if you feel like it. Or you could always come back after tying up loose ends. Yeah, we're good on that. Because I've done everything. I just have to redo all this. The recording messed up and I don't know why or how. It just did. So that's the situation. Crimson & Company is merely a front for their true dealings. It's been a real bitch getting any new information from Marebonia lately. So thanks for telling us what you know. Don't mention it. We're glad to help. Shouldn't you have already had plenty of information on the Red Constellation, though? The Guild is always fighting Jaeger Corps, the way I understand it. That's true, but we rarely cross paths with Jaeger Corps of the same caliber as the Red Constellation. One errant misstep could very well account into a full-scale war. It would be that bad? They sound like they have enough military power to rival that of a small country. Compared to other corps, the Red Constellation are a league of their own. They've got connections all across the continent, and they'll rush into any conflict they can just to appeal to potential buyers. Zephyr may be the only other Jaeger Corps on their level. That's the one Revanche's second-in-command once belonged to. Both corps gather the toughest guys around. The more combat experience, the better. And Zephyr used to have a real badass at their helm, too. They called him the Jaeger King. But a year ago, he and the War God, my old man, killed each other in battle. Randy. Far be it from us to pry into your personal life. Though to be fair, the Guild's aware of that fact already. Either way, Zephyr has been out of commission all year as far as we can tell. Too bad I can't say the same about the Constellation. That's because my uncle's still there. The Red Constellation's vice leader, Sigmund Orlando, the Scarlet Ogre. He's just as much of a monster as the War God and the Jaeger King, Shushbird. Those men are particularly infamous. Based on the stories I've heard, I'm unsure that I could measure up to them. You're joking. Not even you, the Divine Blade of Wind? I think it would be a coin flip, personally. The way swordsmen and Jaegers fight couldn't be more different. True. You may be strong, but my uncle's more of a beast than a man. Take my word for it. If you guys seriously threw down, neither one of you would walk away unscathed. That I know. Nevertheless, I will oppose him with all my might, should the situation call for it. But as for the problem at hand, we've yet to figure out why they've come to Crossbell. That's what it boils down to. Even with everything we've learned so far, the answer is still hazy. About the only thing we can say is that they have ties with the Imperial government. True, but there's something I'm worried about too. It's a little tidbit Arios picked up on while he was in Calvard. Oh. And that would be? Something concerning information regarding Heyue. The Republican government is currently colluding with the Syndicate's elders. Seriously. Heyue's Council of Elders is at the forefront of their organization. Right. There's one other teensy little thing to consider. The person facilitating said dealings is a woman by the name of Kalika Rowan. What? I can't believe it. The same Kalika we met? Oh, that raven-haired lady who knew you at the auction. Incidentally, Kalika also has ties to the Bracer Guild. She once served as a receptionist at the Zeiss branch in Liberl. Yes, you do quests for her in the first game. And the second one, I believe. Yeah, and the second one. However, she retired about a year ago and had begun working for an intelligence agency in the Republican government. It's known as the Rocksmith Agency. You don't say. Rocksmith, as in President Rocksmith. I've heard the President had established a new intelligence agency, but... Wait a minute. The Red Constellation and Heyue had been in conflict with each other before, right? If Calvert and Erebonia's intelligence agents are in contact with them, then it could mean the stage is being set for one hell of a confrontation. Yeah. Are you telling me Crossbell's going to be on the side of proxy war between the Empire and the Republic? It's a possibility, unfortunately, especially since Erebonian Chancellor Osborne and Calvardian President Rocksmith will be arriving tomorrow for the trade conference. Either may take this chance to eliminate the other. That being said, the two of them are doing little to contain their secrets, which strikes me as odd. Suppose Hayaway or the Red Constellation did act, should either nation's connections come to light, the intelligence community would be in an uproar. Neither Erebonia nor Calvert is willing to take that kind of risk. Yeah. You bring up a good point. A direct confrontation wouldn't make any sense. But why else then? Damn it. What the hell is my uncle up to? Whatever the case, there must be some kind of meaning behind their actions. I think we're missing a crucial piece of the puzzle. One that we need to find, and fast. There's the intuition. You took the words right out of my mouth. As a matter of fact, the Guild had the same exact thought. We're in the process of using our information network to track down that remaining piece you spoke of. I should have known. In that case, mind giving us a holler when you learn anything? Oh my god, I can't talk right now. I don't know why. Probably because I'm annoyed about having to re-record this, because it was just... The first half was okay, the second half was just completely unfucking usable. You don't even need to ask. We'll contact your headquarters the moment we have information to share. We would appreciate the same treatment. Get in touch with us if you find anything out. We'll need to cooperate as much as possible to get through these next few days without incident. Absolutely. You have our word. We'll call you if we come across a new lead. So, Kia, you and Shizuku are going up to the roof of the department store tomorrow? Yeah, for the unveiling thingy. We promised that we'd watch it together. Excuse me. Oh, that sounds like fun. But Shizuku won't be able to enjoy it to the fullest given her condition. It's fine. She said she's okay with just taking in the atmosphere. Don't worry, I'll make sure to tell her everything that happens. That's great. Hell of a kid, ain't she? Hey, Randy. Is something wrong? You've been looking kinda down. Who, me? Not a chance. Bam! How about now? I'm still the same suave and handsome lady killer you've always known. Lady killer? You do know she's going to take that word the wrong way, right, Randy? Is this sad little display supposed to convince us you're alright? Zip it. No one asked you, newbies. Still, Randy, you don't need to feel like you're alone in these things. Right, we're here to support you in these times. Don't think that you need to deal with it yourself. Chill, I know. No matter what I think or how I feel, I can't change who I'm related to. When the time comes, I'll sit them down and straighten things out. That sounds a bit, well, dangerous for one. Nothing I'm not used to. Besides, Uncle Sigmund's the one who said he wanted to talk with me, but I haven't heard a peep from him since. Even if we went to the old Revanche compound, he'd probably just pretend he wasn't there. He would, huh? Phew. All this detective work's worked up an appetite. And the chief's coming in late tonight, right? He is. From the sound of it, they're still hashing out the security detail for the unveiling tomorrow. Maybe we could dine out for the evening. It'd be a wonderful way to wrap up our day. That sounds like a nice change of pace. We could try finding a place around here, or if not, there's always Long Lao. Good thinking. Let's drop off our gear before we... Zeit? Is something wrong? He says we have a visitor. A visitor? Randy? Let's see who it is. Shirley. Randy's cousin. How's it hanging? Shirley Orlando in the house. Man, you guys are late. I've been dozing off waiting for you. You. Just what the hell are you doing here? Oh, don't be such a party pooper, Dolphy. Is that any way to talk to your cute little cuz after 2 whole years? Where's my hugs and kisses? Cut the shit and answer me. Just what are you doing in here? No, scratch that. What were you doing in here? You've lost your edge, Dolphy. If I'd set up any traps, you would have been torn to shreds the second you set foot in here. When'd you turn into such a wuss? How dare you? What is wrong with you? A lot. There's a lot wrong with her. Don't get your panties in a bunch. I said if, didn't I? Though if Dolphy came alone, we would have painted this whole place red. But I don't plan on involving any civvies, as long as we're not at war, anyway. The last thing this city needs is another problem child. Hey you, Shirley, right? Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Lloyd Bannings of the Special Support Section. Nice to see you again. Sorry about the other day. By the way, didn't mean to take your innocence away when I gave that little nibble. That aside. This is CPD property we're standing in. Even that sofa you're sitting on is funded with taxpayer money. I'd ask you to refrain from discussing violent topics like bloodshed and dismemberment in front of a child. My bad. I just miss Dolphy so much. You can't blame me for wanting to tease him a little. As if you ever give a damn about me. You're only here to deliver a message from your old man, am I right? You mean, you got it. Daddy told me to keep your Daddy told you to keep your schedule open, remember? We're going to be busy tomorrow, so what about tonight? Oh, but don't feel like you have to say yes or anything. Because you're going to drag me there no matter what I say. Even with all the filler and fluff, I know how things work. Guess you haven't lost as much of your edge as I thought. So what's it going to be? Daddy said he'll be waiting for you at New Blanc. Fine. Sorry guys, looks like I won't be joining you for dinner. Hey Randy, who's this lady? Is she a bad guy? Kia, stay back. Hey, that hurts my feelings, you know. But forget that, who's the kid? Well, she's a super duper cutie. Huh? She's a kid we're looking after, that's all. Lay a finger on her and I'll kill you myself. I hear you loud and clear. Guess that means I won't be blowing up your crappy little building after all. Kidding. You know, I'm just messing with you, right? She says that like it's nothing. My heart skipped a beat there. Well, guess I've got no choice but to meet with my uncle. I'll be back later, so you guys just go enjoy yourselves without me. But you'll just be putting yourself in danger. Randy, I'd like to say hello too if you don't mind me joining. What? Lloyd? As the leader of the SSS, it would be rude not to pay respect to a colleague's family. Besides, I'm sure I could get a lot of field experience visiting a high-end club like the one you run. Oh, check out the nads on this guy. Sure, why not? If you want to come so badly, be my guest. Let me tag along too then. I've never seen a party not worth crashing. Not to mention, I've always wanted to have myself a good time at New Blanc. Who am I to say no to a pretty boy like you? Or wait, pretty lady? For what it's worth, most people would say I side with the former. Oh, for the goddess's sake, what the hell are you guys thinking? You too, Shirley. Shut your damn mouth already. Oh, don't be like that. I even brought the limo around just for you. What about the girls? They coming too? Just so you know, the kid and the wolf are a no-can-do, even for me. Ellie, Noelle, would you mind taking Kia out to eat? Get in contact with the chief while you're at it. Zeit, I'm counting on you to guard the building until the chief is back. But... okay. I understand. Well, take care of things until you get back. Good luck, guys. Stay safe. Lloyd, are you going somewhere? Yeah, me, Randy, and Wazzy are heading out for a bit. We'll be back really late, so make sure you get to bed on time, okay? Okay, have fun, guys. God damn it, how did it turn out like this? We better prepare ourselves for the worst. This is why I back up my saves to do redos in case something goes wrong. Look at that thing. It's a bulletproof limousine, a Reinford model if I had to guess. Didn't take you guys long to blow all your money on this. Guess that means business is doing well. Oh yeah, we're rolling in the dough. Yeah, I'm a bit congested. Welcome back, Miss Orlando. It's been a long time, young master. Yeah, Gareth, it has. Seriously though, cut it out with the young master crap. I'm sure you already heard the news about Lord Balder. It is truly regrettable. My condolences for your loss. Yeah. Alright, enough with the doom and gloom. Tonight we party. You guys too. Come on, jump in. Let's move it, people. Alright then, in we go. And who are we to refuse? Marvelous. Our all-Jaeger course paid us handsomely as the Red Constellation. We're a little different than most. Our clientele includes all sorts of deep pockets like nobles raking in the Mira by the millions is pretty common. I can only imagine. Hiring first-rate Jaegers comes with a pretty hefty price tag. Top cores like these have a lot of costs to cover. Weapons for one, nothing but the best will do. Speaking of which, you guys finally splurged on an airship? Not yet. The Liberalian military's got what we want in terms of durability, but they're not exactly the kind of thing you see pop up on the black market. Though I guess if we really wanted to, we could always just steal one for ourselves. Tell me she's joking. I'll leave it to your imagination. I can hardly believe what I'm hearing. I apologize, Tio. You go out of your way to call us, and this is the news we give you. No, it is all right. I'm glad you told me. I should be going now. I will contact you again soon. Okay, talk to you then. Bye, Tio. And, try not to worry too much, okay? I will try, if you'll excuse me. I wonder if the boys will be okay. It's hard not to assume the worst, considering who they're up against. I'm back. Oh, it's the chief. Welcome back. Sorry I'm late. Any updates? Nothing has changed since I last contacted you. Shouldn't we be on standby near the club just in case? I wouldn't worry too much if I were you. The 1st Division has Nieuwe Blonde under surveillance. Oh, good to know. Still, those guys could easily bypass our eyes and ears out there if they really wanted to. So either way you slice it, all we can do is wait for them to come home on their own. And this is Nieuwe Blonde. It's a bit garish. I didn't even realize we had a place like this in town. It's about as prime a location as you can get. The host club I work at isn't too far from here, actually. Come to think of it, this used to be the go-to spot for politicians, but most of their clientele these days are from out of state. How about that? We've got the whole club reserved for ourselves tonight. So make yourselves at home. Don't just stand there. Come on in. Hey. She certainly is a wild one. Real wildfire, that girl. Thanks for looking after her, Gareth. But of course... There you are, Randolph. Shirley eating ice cream. Uncle, the hell is the big idea? I've heard nothing but radio silence from you since we last saw each other. Well, we've had our hands full, but I don't want to bother you with the details. I see you brought friends. You've never done something like that 2 years ago. Don't look at me. Our leader here is the one with all the formalities. It's a pleasure to meet you. Crossbell Police Department, Special Support Section, Lloyd Bannings. I am one of his subordinates, Wazzy Hemisphere. Sigmund Orlando, representative for Crimson and Company. Make yourselves comfortable. Have a drink or two. We'll take you up on that. By trouble, do you mean your daughter's surprise visit or what you pulled back at the mine? I wonder. You must be hungry. I'll have them bring you something to eat, too. Oh, I want another parfait. Now then, we have much to discuss. But you're the guest of honor here. I'll answer whatever questions you have first. I imagine there's a particular one you've been burning to ask. Yeah, that saves us the trouble of dancing around it. To be blunt, the CPD has taken notice of your actions. To be specific, we want to know what your aims are in coming to Crossbell. Straight to the point. We're here for a number of reasons, the primary of which being the conditions of our contract. And what would that be? And I'm assuming it's with the Imperial Government. No comment. Client confidentiality is key to our line of work. As you say. In that case, mind telling us what your relationship with the Erebonia's Captain Arundel is? He helped you purchase the old Revanche compound. That joker? It takes an exceptional man to end up in the back pocket of the Blood and Iron Chancellor. He reminds me a lot of Sal. Hard to say who'd come out on top between them. So you and Four Eyes have some history. You could say we got acquainted back when we were raiding their turf last year. All in all, it was an easy job, but their men made a fine show of standing on their ground. Didn't expect to run into them here of all places. Yeah. We didn't get to meet with that Yin guy everyone keeps blabbering on about. Apparently he was on another job, so we just barely missed each other. But it sounds like he's hanging out in Crossbell these days. Can't say we've heard anything about him since Revanche got taken down. But don't change the subject. We asked about your relationship with Lecter. I'm afraid I'm going to have to refrain from comment again. Read into that what you will. So he's definitely involved in the contract with the Imperial Government. It's fine, Randy. By the way, if you don't mind me asking, how much is this contract of yours worth exactly? Oh. Detective boy sure knows how to cut right to the nitty-gritty. With a reaction like that, it must be plenty of Mira. Something to the tune of, 100 million? For the third time, I'm not at liberty to comment. Although, unofficially, let's just say you're not too far off that mark. $100 million contract. Talk about a fortune. Blood money is more like it. That's enough out of me. Consider it on the house. With that out of the way, why don't we get down to brass tacks? Brass tacks. Like I told you before, Randolph, your vacation days are up. It's time for you to become the next war god. The war god. Wasn't that the title of wasn't that your late father's title? Cut the shit. Do you really think I'm just going to go along with that? You got to be drunk out of your goddamn mind. It's simple, really. The leader of the Red Constellation can be none other than the war god. As his only son, it's your duty to succeed him. Why should I? You're so desperate for a war god, then why don't you take the name? Hell, even Shirley could do it. There's no reason it can't be a woman. At the end of the day, an ogre is all I am. My job is to run rampant on the battlefield. I can't be the man my brother was, nor do I want to. The same goes for her, perhaps even more so. Yeah, I'm definitely not cut out for this whole war god nonsense. I can understand, I'm sure you understand, Randolph. When my brother wanted to settle the score with a longtime rival, my brother gave you a trial once. and you overcame it with effort to spare, proving beyond a shadow of a doubt your worth as his successor. I think you know better than anyone that you're the only one fit for this. A trial to become the next war god? Dolphy's lost his edge these days, but he used to be a total badass, especially that time he took out a whole Zephyr squad by using a village as... Stop it. I'm begging you, not another word. Randy. Lame. Just what the hell happened to you? Once upon a time I used to look up to you, Dolphy. You know that? We'll leave it at this for now. It's time to go home, Shirley. If you say so. Think hard on what your father would say if he saw you like this. You've tarnished your name as it is. Make your choice. Whether you follow my lead, run like a dog, or stand up and fight. Otherwise, I'll send you straight to Gehenna. Good night, Dolphy. You too, guys. Later. Ouch. Good thing we didn't bring the girls with us. Wouldn't want to embarrass myself right in front of them like this. Randy. Sorry, guys. Didn't want you two to see me like this. That doesn't matter. None of this is your fault. They're the ones who are in the wrong. Still, seeing you all beaten up over it tells me one thing. They had you pegged, didn't they? You asshat. But it's true. They were right the whole time, and they hit me where it hurts. Lloyd, Randy, and Wazzy proceeded to walk their way back home, having turned down the car the club manager had prepared for them. They met with the girls and Sergei, all of whom were worried about them. After putting a half-asleep Kia to bed, Lloyd and the team delivered their report. Awful. I can't believe them. How could they put you in that position? Setting your succession of the war god aside for now, it sounds like you managed to gain plenty of intel. Yeah. They're banking somewhere around 100 million Mira on this new contract. Going off the situation, it's a safe bet that the employers are the Imperial government. They also mentioned they would be busy starting tomorrow, which can only mean they're plotting something for the trade conference. I think I've got an idea about the provisions of this contract. What about you, Lloyd? Probably to protect the Imperial Chancellor. It's just a hunch, but I've heard that the Blood and Iron Chancellor has a lot of opposition in the Empire, and that is putting it lightly. Chances are the Red Constellation is here to protect him during his stay in Crossbell. Oh. That makes sense. Good observation. But don't you think 100 million is overcharging for something so simple? And besides, surely the Chancellor is bringing his own personal security detail. Good point. Both Arabonia and Calvert are bringing a sizable number of guards and escorts. Well, naturally the Red Constellation would be acting independently. If you pay attention to their actions, it's clear that they're trying to get a feel of the location. Doing so gives them the ability to mobilize at a moment's notice. It's the same reason we in the Bracers are scout places out. I also get that impression. Well, it's only speculation at this point. Dignitaries from all across the continent are coming for the unveiling tomorrow. Oh, and on that note, I'm sending you guys on site. Come again? By site, do you mean the unveiling? The Red Constellation's giving you a bad case of tunnel vision. You are the special support section, not counter-espionage and terrorism. It's time you change pace so you can get a sense of the bigger picture. You're right. Truth hurts. Does that mean we'll be officially part of the security detail? On paper, yes, but I want you to focus on observing the unveiling ceremony itself. Get a lay of the land once the trade conference begins. Keep an eye on the dignitaries. Doing that should give you a different perspective on things. Understood. Lucky for us, we're going to have a front row seat for this spectacle. You still awake? And there's Mueller Vander and Prince Olivert Rice Arner. We depart Early tomorrow morning. Shouldn't you be resting? Right. I thought it'd be best to read over these reports while I have the chance. From the Academy. I never expected you to take your duties there so seriously. I am the chairman of the board of directors, even if it's only in name. The students are giving their all, it's only right that I give them the same. So be it. That aside, I managed to dig up some new information about the matter we were looking into. Duke Cayenne's attack dogs are beginning to make their move again. Again, I wish I could say his troublemaking surprises me. Do you know the scope of their plans? Not yet. The Intelligence Division hasn't fully uncovered it themselves. Our friend, the Chancellor, certainly reaps what he sows. This does not bode well for him. Then again, I'm not out of the woods either. Maybe they'll find it in their hearts to target me as well. This is no laughing matter, you fool. Wouldn't it be wise to request more support from the 7th Division? It's not too late to pull on that call, you know. I'm afraid I'll have to decline. The Chancellor's safety aside, if I were to appear there with a full escort in tow, it would ruin my precious image. Besides, I always have you, my love. I can't think of anywhere in the world I'd be safer than in your tender arms. I'm off to bed. I forgot myself there. Pillow talk aside, I'm looking forward to speaking with the Crown Princess tomorrow. Have all the arrangements been made? Yes, I spoke with the senior captain earlier. We're scheduled to meet early tomorrow morning after the luncheon. Good, good. My, it's hard to believe it's been almost a year. I only wish Estelle and the others were coming so that we can make a proper reunion. Shara's been busy with work as well. Too much to make time for a trip. Right. Nevertheless, I will do my utmost to enjoy Zumeria's most urban city in their stead. And worry not, I have no intention of getting in the way of your long-awaited rendezvous with the senior captain. Why, if you'd like, you could even set up some time aside for a lovely date at that theme park. Stay out of it, you idiot. Actually, your idiocy is going beyond your usual bonds tonight. I trust you aren't getting any ideas of creating more work for me tomorrow? Of course not. I wouldn't dream of it. At this rate, I'm going to have to put a leash around his neck. Well, all things considered, this was likely my last foreign trip for a while, and our work is certainly cut out for us. We'll need to find out what the Chancellor is planning, not to mention keep an eye on the developments around the continent. I know I've caused you nothing but headaches lately, but I hope you know I'm counting on you, my dearest friend. Naturally. He's just like this, by the way. That's not an act. He's just like this. And there's the Aerosel, the Liberal Kingdom Airspace high-speed cruiser. Well, they're above the Liberal Kingdom right now. And there's Princess Claudia, also known as Chloe. What a lovely breeze. Judging by the shift in the clouds, we should be in for clear skies. Best not to question how a falcon can get up here or keep up with it. The bird's name is Sieg, by the way. Thank you as always, my friend. It's as I feared. The cinders are beginning to smolder in the Republic as well. Then there's Hayway, not to mention the intermission of the continent's leading Jaeger Corps. And of course, I'm well aware of who's been operating on the Blood and Iron Chancellor's behalf. Somebody she knows personally who went to the same school she did. But we're not getting into that right now. If you want to know if you want to get into it, go back and watch my Sky, the 3rd series. I forget which episode it was where we cover that backstory. Don't mind me. We'll be flying northeast tomorrow. Will you be joining us on board? Even you may have trouble following us all the way into foreign territory. So this is where you were, Your Highness. And there is her the commander, Julia Schwarz. I'm a tad ill at ease over the next few days, what with the trade conference. That's surprising to hear. Hello, Sieg. Back from scouting? Here. I received a report from RNA Research. From Richard. Please let me have a look. Yes, Colonel Alan Richard and Captain Amalthea started an intelligence network in the kingdom. Details on Republican government activity, radical nationalists within Calvard, Seems every region in the western half of the continent is undergoing some kind of turmoil. Oh, that's putting it mildly. I have to agree. I'll need to consult the prince over this as well. Perhaps now would be a good time to make use of a specially recommended connection. Connection, Your Highness. That's right. I want to see it for myself how reliable they can be. They may just be the allies we need during our visit. I see, the ones Estelle and Joshua told us about. I don't see any harm in seeking their acquaintance in addition to the guilds. Indeed. Two years have passed since the signing of the Non-Aggression Pact that Grandmother proposed. That was a major plot element for Sky's second chapter. The pact allowed us to avoid war, but at the cost of giving rise to other unforeseen pressures that have strained the continent. At this point, we'll have no choice but to seek out a new framework, one that will replace the Non-Aggression Pact. How pleasantly surprising. The terminal is a lot more user-friendly than I expected. Campanella. Yona Sacred, systems engineering prodigy of the Epstein Foundation. I'm impressed you managed to construct such a complex environmental network. I suppose it really wasn't a fluke you were able to catch Ren. Then you should be quite pleased with yourself. Astral code installation complete. Time to get to work. I don't know why it changes it to boy there, because that's Campanella. We know who he is. Phase space access confirmed. Now to begin crawling the orbital network. Securing entry from multiple routes. First, second, and third security clearances bypassed. All that's left is cracking the logic key and then done. You're all mine, main terminal. What is Ouroboros scheming? I can see why the professor is so proud of this code. But that's enough fun for now. I've got information to dig up. Whoops, I've been had. Not bad, Freckles. But not good, either. You won't even notice my little breach until tomorrow. So I'm sure it won't make any difference if I have a little more fun in the meantime. Campanella's a little jackass, if you couldn't tell. Yeah. Or my TV might be wearing out because there's a noticeable fade whenever I hit the button, but that is not the case when on the actual recording. There's Kia, Shizuku, and the other Sunday school munchkins. And there goes the royal family's personal armored train. Representative of the Imperial Government, Blood and Iron Chancellor Gileath Osborne, accompanied by Lector Arundel. Representative by proxy for the Imperial Government, Prince Olivert Rice Arner, accompanied by Toa Herschel and Mueller Vander. Then from the east, they're a convoy of armored cars, and likely a very heavily armored personal limousine for the President, President Rocksmith and Kalika. And then with the airport closed off, we're going to have the aerosol coming in for a landing. Imagine that thing coming in above your skyline. That's more than just a dignitary visit. That's a show of technological power. Representative for the Liberal Kingdom, Princess Claudia von Oslies. And a representative from the Principality of Rimaferia, Grand Prince Albert von Bartholomews. Who actually has a side quest for you. Go to the St. Ursula Hospital. You can find him there. I cover that a little later. Co-representative of Crossbell State, Henry McDowell, and Mayor Dieter Kreuss. What a lineup. True, we're looking at some of the most powerful individuals on the continent. Damn, I didn't realize the Blood and Iron Chancellor was such a beast. Not just in reputation, but physically too. Well, he was a military officer, and is a master of the 100 Arms combat style. Or something of that nature. I don't remember exactly what it's called. President Rocksmith, on the other hand, looks like he's downed one too many of the Eastern Quarter's famous onion hot pots. Princess Claudia of Liberl is so gorgeous. And look, it's Senior Captain Schwarz in the flesh. You can fangirl later, Noel. Attention, esteemed dignitaries. Allow me to formally welcome you to Crossbell State. I am Mayor of Crossbell City, Dieter Kreuss. Thank you all for coming here today and agreeing to participate in the West Zumeria Trade Conference. Normally, this would be the part where I announce the commencement of the ceremony itself. But before we get to that, we must first commence this auspicious day. There is something I wish to show you all. Behind me stands Crossbell's new City Hall, a modern landmark that symbolizes our state's commitment to trade and finance. Above all else, it is the center of international exchange, a place built to foster peace and concord throughout the entire continent. It is with great pride that I unveil to you the continent's first true skyscraper, Orcus Tower. It's one hell of a tower. I've never seen architecture. I've seen the architecture brief, but words couldn't possibly do it justice. It's incredible. I feel overwhelmed just looking at it. It is certainly a tower. Sweet mother of Adios, how much money did they sink into this thing? More than mere mortals like us will ever see in our lifetimes combined. My goodness me, for once I am speechless. It's astonishing where technological progress can lead you. It takes me back to when we were on Liberl Arc. Yes, although it's not quite as tall as the Axis Pillar. Splendid! I read over the details in your report, but I still can't believe my eyes. Yes, the real thing is far more exceeding our expectations. The IBC's economic might is as impressive as ever. Remarkable, without a doubt. This will surely go down as one of many historical moments upon this fateful soil, both past and future. Damn, I wouldn't mind checking out the view from the floor, from the roof. Wonder if Mr. Mayor would let me up there if I asked nicely. Probably. He probably would. Now then, let us proceed. To our distinguished guests, as well as those gathered here today, I hereby declare the West Zumeria Trade Conference open. And of course, all of our friends saw it too. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. The word magnificent comes to mind. Seeing it makes me all the more pleased with how to decide that we decided to come to Crossbell. How very auspicious. But I believe I've seen enough. It would appear that we have an infestation to tend to. I trust you to take care of it. And what of tomorrow's grand event? Your aid would be appreciated. I would afford us so much more peace of mind to have you there. If I must, farewell. Elusive as ever. Frankly, I would prefer to stake my trust in someone less fickle. Oh, come now. Fickle is a bit of an unfair way to put it. There are simply restrictions on when he will and won't cooperate with us. Once you have them figured out, getting him to help is simple. Is that so? What restrictions would an assassin have? That's still a secret. Nevertheless, everything has gone according to plan. Let us make certain it stays that way. Yes, sir. Man, that building is insane. What do you say? Wouldn't it be fun to tear that sucker down? I understand the urge, but try to keep it in check. The tower might just come in handy for us down the line. Lame. Well, whatever. I'm gonna go check out the city. That tower's got this place jazzed up like you wouldn't believe. Knock yourself out. There she goes, peppy as ever. She must be real excited about the unveiling of that building. Maybe so. But more than that, she's intoxicated at the thought of the bloodshed soon to follow. So she is. That far better suits Miss Orlando's tastes. If the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, she'll get her fill tomorrow, one way or another. And thus the fated tower emerges, drawing toward it the destinies of all uncontrollable vortex. If only Blue Blonde were here, he would have waxed even more poetic over a sight like this. On the other hand, it wouldn't shock me to learn that he came in to see it uninvited anyway. He probably did, let's be real. What's this? Blueprints. Incredible! It's finally done. Looks like all that funding from the IBC didn't go to waste. It's even nicer than I could have imagined. I'm surprised that that terrace isn't so crammed full of people. Always knew Mayor Croix could pull it off. The sky's the limit. It's so freaking cool! Hey Arnie, we're totally gonna explore that thing. Come on, let's go. But we'll get in trouble again. I mean, not that I don't want to go in there, but wowee. It truly is an impressive structure. You would never see anything like that in Calvert. Now I understand why our men here hold this city in such high regard. Everyone sounds so excited. Hey Kia, is the building really that big? She's in shock. Kia? Earth to Kia, are you still there? No, sorry Shizuku. But yeah, it's ginormous. It's blue and white and super sleek. And so pretty too. But, what's wrong? It's nothing. That's weird. This is my first time seeing it, but I feel like I recognize the tower from somewhere. Yeah, and that's ultimately what wraps this up. They're just saying, patrol the city, go do your jobs. Dignitaries are going to be talking with each other. Like, I want to get through this so I can make sure the recording went through. And there's my favorite munchkin. Welcome back, Kia. You too, Zite. Like, I'm trying to get through this. Just so I can go get the missions and wrap it up. Look for a cat, battle with some bracers, go hunt down Olivier, kill a monster. And that's all there is to it. All that gets done in the next few episodes. I'm the Dark Seraph, signing off.